Aloha you guys, Zane Kekoa Schweitzer here, and I'm gonna give you a quick intro into stand-up paddling. So there's a few key pieces of equipment here that I want to talk about before we hit the water. Number one is our paddle. Our paddle comes equipped with our handle, which is where our top hand should always be, and our bottom hand should be a little bit more than shoulder width apart. Now, as you see here, the blade takes a flick forward. We always want that flick facing forward. We don't want that flick facing towards us. When choosing your paddle for stand-up paddling, make sure you have a paddle that's about a shaka length above your head. This is an adjustable paddle, so we have the freedom to change the height. So I'm gonna set this to about a shaka above my head. That looks about right. I'm gonna clamp that down tight. And now we're ready. Moving on to the board. Our board comes equipped with fins on the bottom, and our fins is what keeps us moving in a straight line. It helps us with our tracking ability. Our fins also mark the tail of the board, or the back of the board. Every stand-up paddle board should have a leash on it. If you don't have a leash on your board, make sure you get one before you go out into the water. This is our lifeline. Anytime we fall or get disconnected from our equipment, we could always reach down to our ankle where our leash is attached and pull our board back to us. Now, most stand-up paddle boards also come equipped with a handle. The handle is a convenient way for us to, of course, carry the board in and out of the water, and it's also a great marking location for the middle of the board and a good place for us to start. When getting on the water for a stand-up paddle or any other water sport at that, it's important to do something that I like to call a hazard assessment. Hazard assessment consists of taking a moment to be present in your environment and being aware of the wind, the currents, a safe place to enter and exit the water, and other obstructions that could be a hazard. So at a place like today, luckily we have a nice open sandy beach here, and it's also pretty calm here. But I can see on the outside that there's a bit of wind, and the wind is blowing offshore. This is the type of wind direction that we need to keep an eye on when we're stand-up paddling. Because when we're standing on our board, our body acts as a sail when the wind hits us. And with offshore wind, we could get blown out to sea. So if we ever feel like we're getting blown out to sea and we can't control ourselves to come back in, it's important to get down onto our knees and paddle in our knee paddling stroke. Now, if we're still having difficulty getting in on our knees with the offshore wind, we can move down onto our stomach. Now that I've talked a little bit about the key components of stand-up paddling, let's hit the water and I'll show you how to work it. Our leash straps to our ankle, just like that. Once we've found a safe place to enter the water, let's walk in with our board on our side into about knee deep so the fin could clear the sand. And then place the board down and move next to the handle on our knees. Now from here we could control our paddle down low because we're on our knees. And let's move away from the sand and other obstructions until we have a safe area to stand. Now from here we're gonna wrap our fists around the handle and place the paddle right in front of our knees, and let's go 1 foot at a time. Now from here, let's drop our butt, lift our eyes up, and stand. Now as soon as we get up to our feet and have our hand at the top of the paddle on the handle, we want to reach forward and place the whole paddle in the water. The longer our stroke and the more time the paddle's in the water, the more stability we're gonna have. If we're coming up on something that we're about to hit, we could put the brakes by dragging the paddle and doing a backward stroke. Now when we're stand-up paddling, if we paddle on one side, we're gonna be doing circles all day. So we wanna make sure we get comfortable switching sides with our paddle. We bring our top to bottom and our bottom to top. Another little tip for turning is the angle we paddle at. If we want to turn more, we paddle at an angle and get low. And I like to call this a rainbow stroke. A rainbow stroke will help us turn. And if we'd like to paddle in a straight line, we paddle with the shaft straight up and down. coming back to shore, make sure you find a safe place to exit the water. And you could put the brakes on before hitting the sand by dragging the paddle behind you. You'll slowly come to a stop, move to your knees, and step off the board. And from here, we could grab our handle once more and make our way out of the water. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial for stand-up paddling. Get out there and have some fun. Stay safe.